Good morning guys, how you guys doing today? It's Jay Lee. I'm bringing you guys a new video. Today I'm bringing you guys a review on the Fang of Ir Yût. This is one of the weapons from Courtesan, specifically the scout rifle. So I got the adept version of this weapon and I also got the regular version of the weapon. So the only difference is that adept version is a exotic weapon and that it has arc damage. So first I want to talk about how the weapon looks. And I gotta say that I'm not a big fan of any of the Courtesan weapons. To me they look a bit too similar to each other. This dark purple look, also they kind of look like hash, but that style is copied throughout every single weapon, so it just seems too repetitive for me. The unadapted version is honestly pretty similar. Obviously it doesn't have this dark purple, it has kind of like this gray color, so that's the only big difference. But yeah, as far as how the weapon looks, honestly it's not the best looking weapon in the game. But let's move on to how the weapon actually performs. This probably was the first weapon that dropped for me from the Courtesan raid, and I gotta say that I was honestly really surprised of how good the weapon actually is. The scout rifle is built honestly really well. It has a good impact, actually it's higher than the Mida, but it doesn't have that low of a rate of fire, which is the thing that I like. Also stability is really good in this weapon, and the fact that it has the spray and play, for me that's honestly one of the best perks with scout rifles. So altogether I gotta say I enjoyed the weapon a lot. As far as the adept version of the weapon, I think that I would probably use it more, especially when a strikes or a nightfall has a arc damage buff. I think that weapon actually does a lot more damage and you can feel it. This probably is the only weapon that I would choose over the Cello Supercell as far as being an exotic with arc damage. I think that honestly is really good and I really enjoy using it. The another version of the weapon is also really helpful in PvE, especially in things like raids when you don't have any type of arc damage buffs. I think that using this and having the ability to put another exotic weapon, I think that's honestly a really good combo. So as far as this weapon altogether, I really enjoy the weapon on PvE. I think it's by far probably one of the best scout rifles in the game right now. Honestly, I was really surprised by the weapon. I really didn't thought about like this weapon being part of something that I would use every time, but after I got it, I found myself using this weapon over any other weapon, especially in raids. So I'm a big fan of the weapon on PvE. So let's move on to PvP. So on PvP, obviously scout rifles have their limits. Obviously in up close gunfights the weapon is not gonna perform well, but I think that this weapon is actually really good, especially in long distance gunfights. If you're in a map like Widow's Core, I think that this weapon can actually perform really well. It's really good to counter snipers. Obviously the damage is higher than the Mida. The rate of fire is a bit lower than the Mida, but not too low to where it makes a difference. So honestly I enjoy that. I think that the weapon has a spot on the Crucible to where in some maps is useful. Obviously, like I said again, up close gunfights, hand cannons, pulse rifles are probably a better option, but in long distance gunfights this probably be a weapon to go with. If you're trying to get this weapon, you obviously gotta get it through the Courtesan raid. If you're trying to get the death version of the weapon, then you gotta do the challenges. It doesn't matter if it's the Death Singer or Crota, either one drops the weapon. So I haven't really been surprised by a weapon as much as this one in a long time, and that's something actually fun in Destiny, when you find a weapon that honestly you were not even thinking of and actually becomes a really good weapon. So I'm a big fan of the Fang of Ir Yût. It's not the best looking weapon in the game, by far it's not the best looking weapon, but honestly it performs really well in both PvE and PvP. So I hope you guys give this weapon a try. You can leave a comment down below with what your opinion is towards the weapon. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, it does help the channel. If you guys can subscribe to the channel, that means a lot to me. I hope you guys have a great day guys. Take care guys, peace.
Enemy captured Zone A. B neutralized. Zone B secure.